streamers went from fat to jacked. One streamer's transformation turned him into Diddy. And another streamer's multi-million-dollar spending addiction transformed him into a cocky asshole.
You are lost into poverty! Never get out of it, fucking peasant!
But which streamer in this video had the craziest transformation of them all? And starting with Faze Lacy, changing his body got him rewarded with a baddie. Oh my god, I would definitely anyways, a few years ago, Lacy getting with her seemed impossible. Dude had 2 chins and wore 3XL shirts or hoodies because he'd be on stream eating over 4 different fast food meals at once.
Wendy's, that's KFC. Chick-fil-A, Wingstop, can't forget the ranch. Popeyes, Jack in the Box, McDonald's, and last but not least, Arby's. Oh god, I'm so excited, bro.
Man, Lacy was one of the biggest streamers, and I am not talking about his views.
This is the big one, right? Yeah, the big one. Okay. Yes.
And listen, it wasn't just others who felt that way. Even Lacy knew he had a weight problem.
Well, no, when I did get overweight, it was during COVID. So I was playing basketball my freshman and sophomore year. COVID happened and I lost my junior year. And everybody was just at home, out of school. So I was just at home, sitting down, playing Fortnite 10 hours a day, ordering DoorDash.
Now, all right, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on the DoorDash diet too, which is why I've been delaying this face reveal for y'all, but eating like that had Lacy looking huge, feeling ass, and he eventually vowed to make a change. Whether it was working out like he claimed he started, or that viral weight loss substance everyone clowns him for using, Lacy eventually started eating actual protein and nutrients like steaks surrounded by vegetables. He enjoyed food with his boys on my favorite day of the week.
Taco Tuesday!
And his friends even got him a Caesar salad cake for his birthday, even though salad's still disgusting. Regardless, Lacy's been dropping weight like crazy ever since, and now only had the courage to finally take his shirt off.
Yes! That was hard.
He's now down a total of 96 pounds, which, on top of him having money, is the exact reason he recently got one of the finest girls any streamer has. But that's only one of the streamer transformations in this video, and there's way crazier. Because unlike Lacy, who actually wanted to change his body, Adin Ross was forced to transform after getting bullied. Things already started badly when his body got clowned in front of AMP.
Fizzo donated $1. Adin got bigger tits than Pammy you.
Alright, and those man boobs, along with dude having zero definition on his entire body, are not only what people consider skinny fat. Fans would straight up call him fatty, then even a corn star joined in to clown on him.
You gained some weight since when I first met you too. You're looking a little chunky from when I first met you.
I know, I need to lose some weight. You're not wrong.
Now, alright, once Adin heard that even thoughts who give it up to pretty much anyone didn't approve of his build, he knew he had to transform. He started by building a gym in his warehouse, then he worked out with pop and fitness influencers like Ashton Hall, Bradley Martin, and well, even this ogre from Shrek. Adin not only stayed dedicated to the gym for a whole year, for some extra cardio, this man tried playing soccer versus a pro. He crossed people up while hooping, and also got some boxing lessons, so even Jake Paul noticed and was approving of Adin's transformation.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. That's good. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, Adin really transformed his body from looking like he sipped lean to actually getting lean. But the transformation from Agent not only dealt with an addiction, his transformation motivated the entire world. People were eventually inspired because at one point, Agent weighed over 330 pounds and would eat anything in front of him.
I was 330 pounds at one point, couldn't run, like just walking would make me out of breath. I think I have the biggest appetite of anyone I've ever met. Like, you could put 10,000 calories in front of me, I'll eat it. No cap, an hour later, if you brought me a Five Guys cheeseburger, I would still have an extreme desire to eat that.
What the?
I mean, his food addiction was so bad that there's entire compilations of him eating sandwiches, stuffing his face with subs, pigging out during mukbangs, and smacking an entire plate of Thanksgiving dinner, which obviously was turning him humongous. He began struggling to even get out of cars, and taking one look at him, I'm sure you can see his body was looking out of control. God damn. My bad. But other people would even say he's fat as say he's built like a donut, how he could breastfeed the entire hood, and other crazy things about his weight.
And bro, the way I felt every morning,
Is that M&M's that you got in your pocket?
every single day, no, it's not.
So obviously all of that had Agent knowing he needed a change. This is why he completely switched his life around to eating right, working out while wearing trash bags to sweat more, putting himself through intense training sessions, and he eventually showed the world his body after losing a crazy 150 pounds. I'm not even kidding, man's lost an entire refrigerator. But even though Agent definitely knows it's gonna take even more work for his body to eventually look amazing, at least what he looks like now is way better than he was at his heaviest. So now instead of getting clowned like he used to, fans actually started talking about how motivational his transformation was to them. From saying, "Good job, agent. Every pound lost is an accomplishment. That's crazy. Motivational for real." And how inspiring his overall weight loss was. To dozens of fans praising him in the comments of his weight loss videos, telling Agent how his journey motivated them to also lose weight. His transformation was really helping change people's lives, which is why a fan even said it brought tears to his eyes knowing how much this helped Agent and the countless others he inspired. Wow, shout out to Agent, man. But the craziest of body transformations is definitely IShowSpeed's. Cause what he went through as a kid eventually led to a transformation where he can now pick up cars and do things that impress Tom Brady.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Now listen, none of that was possible when Speed's scrawny ass looked like the cinnamon stick from the Apple Jacks commercial.
I'm low-key ripped.
Alright, whatever you say, dog. But Speed's non-existent muscles weren't gonna last long, cause he spent his teen years being active in sports, then he eventually dedicated his life to becoming the fastest man in the world. Like, man's got so quick that he beat fans, celebrities, rappers, and even got athletes scared to compete with it.
Race for Giannis? Nah, Giannis don't want to race, bro. He know that. Look, chat, he know he don't want it.
What, the race?
Yeah.
Nah, I want that.
Exactly.
But Speed was only able to compete against anyone, cause he started working out like a madman. From taking lifting lessons with a bodybuilding YouTuber,
My weight!
to doing a training session with KSI, Speed also tried underwater training at a UFC facility, then even got fighting lessons from some of the best trainers in the world. And if all of that wasn't helping transform his body enough, Speed also met the world's strongest man who showed him special workouts, and that eventually got Speed strong enough to lift a real car. Then once he worked out with Tom Brady, he felt Speed transformed his body enough to literally play in the NFL.
The real question is, what do you think? Can I be an NFL pro?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Tough, speed is there, jump in, attitude, work ethic, all of it counts, man.
Let's go, man.
Go.
Wow, man. Speed really went from looking like this with no muscle to a six-pack ripped as hell and a completely transformed body that turned him into a pro athlete. But that's only one of Speed's transformations, and his craziest one is yet to come. No diddy. And before we get to that, XQC's transformation wasn't just entirely different. It cost him tens of millions of dollars. Money was about to transform his entire life. Because at first, XQC was just a kid from a struggling family in Canada who knew things weren't always easy.
I was born actually rich, higher class, but the minute I was born, my parents got divorced. Both my parents lost everything. My dad lost everything.
And growing up like that is why in all of his earliest streams, you'd only see him wearing cheap things like a basic hoodie, maybe a t-shirt, then some joggers. Over time, it felt like XQC was the rare humble streamer who wore normal clothes and didn't care about materialistic items, especially when he'd call out people for spending their money on dumb things.
Like 1.5 thousand hours to buy this. What the f, man? Ridiculous. Are you serious? Look at this shit.
But listen, as much as he was talking down on that lifestyle, once XQC started becoming one of the biggest and richest streamers ever, racking up millions of dollars, all that money started to transform his life. This man started spending his money on all the stuff he once talked shit about. Outfits nowadays, XQC was seen wearing things like Palm Angels jackets, Trip NYC pants, and Celine shoes, which made his fit cost over $1,600. He's even gone shopping for expensive shoes on stream, spent over $2,000 on a full Gucci tracksuit, and I even saw mans wearing some expensive Amiri while streaming. But where he keeps all his clothes also isn't cheap. He built a house in Texas, and even though he hasn't shown off too much of it, it's not only worth, wait, how much?
I think the house, when I got it, was like 630,000, something like that.
That place is also home to his expensive supercar collection. From a Lamborghini Huracan and a McLaren worth around $300,000 each, a creamy Porsche 911 for $425,000.
Oh my God!
His most expensive car, a crazy Ferrari SF90 that he bought for $670,000. XQC's even been seen in Hellcat SRTs and wait, what the hell is that? Oh my god, yeah, that's right. That's one of his many expensive watches. He also spent $30,000 on a diamond Rolex, $150,000 on an Eye of the Tiger rollie with an iced out tiger pattern. And just when you think this over $500,000 clean rainbow AP was his most expensive, nah, he spent even more on Richard Milles that were red, yellow, and there's even one that he told Chad he was gonna buy for $3 million.
Look how cool this looks. Holy shit. Look at the amount of detail there's in this bitch. That is insane.
But listen, the worst of it all was not that XQC was just flexing or spending millions of dollars to transform how he looks and lives his life. The worst part is that it actually made him start hating on people who were poor.
Stay poor. Stay broke as you miserable life, Andy.
And the really foul part about all of this that my little noodle will never be able to wrap itself around is a streamer calling their audience broke or poor.
So my dick and flip my burger. Operate my grill! Flip my burger! Construct my burger! You deserve to be broke! You'll never get out of that peasant lifestyle, ass!
Your wealth was built on their backs. Them watching you supplied you with money.
Eat my toes!
You need them, and you are shitting in their mouth right now by just insulting them.
You are locked into poverty! You'll never get out of it! Fucking peasant!
Wow, man. Dude really went from humble to rich and cocky as hell just because he made millions. But speaking of $1 million question, what do Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed, Ninja, and all these other streamers have in common? Any guesses? Well, they all went through different and some of the craziest hair transformations in internet history. Listen, starting with Kai, his transformation involved LeBron and Diddy.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
I'm not joking. Kai's transformation was about to set a world record.
You hit 1 million subscribers, you gotta cut your hair.
Cut my hair?
It's gotta go.
You tripping, bro.
It'd be a good look.
You know what? Bet.
And Kai didn't just agree to that. He let everyone know who the barber would be.
The person that will be shaving my head will be LeBron!
LeBarber was honestly a crazy announcement because, well, I mean, man has had his own hair issues for years. Ugh. But listen, even though Kai had his iconic dreads throughout most of the stream, as Kai got closer and closer to the record, his hair got closer and closer to completely transforming until finally. Yeah, and once hair swinging and the celebration was over, Kai kept his promise. Damn, honestly, I kinda wish LeBron would give me head next.
What?
I mean, a mini afro on Kai didn't look as bad as I thought until I saw people all over saying his new cut made him look exactly like Diddy. Now I can't unsee it. But one hair transformation is nothing like Ninja doing it over 5 times, which turned him into one of the most meme streamers ever. His hair was naturally brown or sometimes dyed blonde, but over the years, it's damn near become as fruity as the rainbow. Bright red, neon green, purple, hot pink, light blue. This man even made his head look like some cotton candy and dyed his hair dark blue, which was used in his Fortnite skin. Now, Ninja completely transforming his hair was talked about everywhere, which even had another streamer sing about it.
Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade.
But after that, a real transformation was about to happen when the low taper fade meme was born.
You know what, Chad? If this video gets 10K likes, I'll get a low taper fade on my balls.
That became so big that he eventually adopted the persona and got his own version of the cut.
Could you imagine if I got a low taper fade?
Alright bro, you're corny as hell. But speaking of transformations taking over the internet, DDG and Plaqueboy Max's hair transformations got turned into songs that went even more viral. See, even though Max had small dreads during some of his earliest streams, and they got even longer as he blew up, once he started hanging with rappers and rapping himself, Max got his dreads dyed fully blonde in order to eventually dye them pink. Then this man made the first of the 2 songs with DDG, who also went through a similar hair journey with the normal blonde and pink dreads just like Max, and it was all just so they could make their first song named yup, Pink Dreads. But not long after that became one of their biggest songs ever. Both of them eventually wanted a fresh look, where they got every single one of their dreads completely cut off.
Y'all mad as hell, my street! Y'all mad as hell! Oh!
And both of them didn't just have short hair for the first time since they were young. All that was for another song they were gonna make called No Dreads, where you could see them dance around fine girls in the video with their new short hair. Damn, another viral song, all cause of their transformation? Well, another streamer's different transformation was even wilder, cause it had him going against his own religion. See, Neon, or should I say, Rangesh Mutama, grew up in a pretty strict Islamic household.
Your mom and dad pray 5 times a day?
Yeah, they're actually really they're really strict Muslims.
And praying 5 times per day is only one of the many things his religion believes in. Other things include men not being allowed to wear gold because it seems selfish and could tempt thieves, which already had people questioning Neon's faith after he was seen with a bunch of gold chains on earlier. But him going against Islamic beliefs to transform his appearance was not a one-time thing. Neon's religion also believes in their people absolutely not getting any tattoos, because it's seen as altering God's original creation of their body. And just looking at Neon, his entire life he's always followed that rule. Until he was on stream to get plenty of tattoos as a joke, and not only did everything seem weird once he randomly mentioned his religion.
They last 3 to 5 days unless you drink a lot. If you drink a lot, you'll be washed off by the morning.
Drink a lot of alcohol? Yeah. Oh, I don't drink. I'm Muslim. Assalamu alaikum.
Knowing that, you'd think Neon would have known better not to get one of his arms and his entire neck covered in tattoos. This had fans who were strict about their faith in a rage, saying, real Muslims don't get tattoos. Muslim by name only, he's not Muslim, and attacked him for going against his religion. But in the end, I guess all the new tatted Neon cared about was...
We're getting pussy tonight.
Dude is a geek for that transformation, man. But IShowSpeed was forced to transform his entire life just so he wouldn't get canceled. See, Speed used to be entirely different, because originally, he'd not only act wild as hell, he'd also say crazy stuff like cussing out his own mom.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Ain't no Mother's Day today.
You do? Yes, it is!
And there was even a time Speed went on Adin Ross's dating stream, where he said the first of things that were controversial.
Say if we're the last 2 people on Earth, and we had to reproduce to make the world continue, would you reproduce with me?
No, because that means our kids will have to intertwine and then their kids, no.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
Now, alright, essentially saying he'd force her not only had people pissed off when they heard that, Speed pretty much instantly posted an email from Twitch explaining that what he did was against guidelines and his account was being suspended. But that temporary ban only ended up being his first of 3 strikes, because instead of learning from his mistakes, not long after, Speed again got controversial, but this time in a video game.
I know how to play this game, I'm not a noob, alright? God damn!
You don't know how to play the game.
What? What? Is a talking to me? Is a fucking female talking to me? Get off the game and do your husband dishes! Shut up!
Being sexist and treating girls like shit again? Now I can see why the creator of the game Speed was playing permanently banned him from that and other games they made. Regardless, that was just strike 2. And yet, Speed was still about to take his controversies to an even more life-changing level. That came when he did a stunt that's not even allowed to be shown on YouTube. And trust me, I know, because last time I showed it, YouTube striked my channel. So we're gonna keep things blurred, but basically, Speed did a stunt where 2 supercars were about to fly towards him at high speeds as he jumped over them. But even though Speed was proud of himself, YouTube wasn't, so they gave him a community guideline strike for dangerous activities, which got his video deleted and put him on a 2-week ban. Now, this wasn't only devastating for Speed. It was actually a huge wake-up call. He knew as time went on, he was just gonna become more popular by the day and gain even more influence towards the younger generations than ever, so he eventually decided it was time to transform into a more mature role model. Speed started changing his content to be way more innocent, including doing soccer challenges like when he did with Ronaldo's son. And once he started transforming his career into a more genuine, IRL-style streamer, rather than his usual toxicity on the internet, he not only became a worldwide celebrity and began traveling the world where his new aura attracted massive mobs of fans wanting to meet him. Many people have started talking highly about Speed's transformation, especially because he became someone who helps random people who are in need.
Take it. Take it. Seriously. No, take it. No, don't cry, please.
Nowadays, people love him so much that even a little girl could not stop hugging him during a stream in Norway.
Yo, this girl keep giving me hugs. Thank you. Love you too.
Then Speed even went on his America tour where he did things like stop kids from skipping class and overall had a bunch of even more wholesome moments.
Wait, you're a real fan. Yes, I am. Oh my God, you might be the oldest fan of mine.
Now in the end, Speed knows he still has work to do, but he deserves a lot of credit for transforming from a troublemaker into a real life role model. So it only makes sense why Speed hasn't been involved in any controversies in a long time, and WSpeed is now a meme I see all the time because everyone recognizes his life and career is changing for the better.